News Now begins in storm mode.
Boy, are we in storm mode. A blizzard of 2018 tearing through Hampton roads. Daylight reveals a snow-covered downtown Norfolk as the region trudges through a powerful winter storm.
And you best believe it, it's making a mess of things on the roads. Take a look for yourself. It's safe to say it is a snow day for students across Hampton roads.
And the high winds pose a very big challenge for busy Dominion crews. Thousands of people are in the dark this morning.
Of course, a state of emergency is in effect. Crews are on alert and ready to respond to problems. Daybreak continues in storm mode at 7:30. I'm Christina Zverjako.
And I'm Lucy Bustamante. We are in the middle of a blizzard. Our weather technology is made for situations just like this to keep your family safe and informed. And our team is out in full force, giving us a look at the conditions across the area.
Let's get things started with meteorologist Tim Pandages. Tim.
I tell you guys, that wind out there is howling. We've seen gusts this morning up and over 60 miles per hour. Those blizzard warnings are back to the desk, guys.
All right, Ashley, thank you for that. Well, storm mode coverage continues with live pictures from Virginia Beach. The snow just piles up on the boardwalk. We're going to go over now to Drew Langford, head of Public Works over there, spokesperson for Public Works. Drew, a lot of questions coming in from social media. People wanting to know, when is life going to get back to normal? When can their trash be picked up? I know it's a premature question, but we want to make sure that we address the concerns of our viewers.
Well, right now I'm betting on probably 4th of July weekend when we get some heat here. Really, I mean, the big thing we've been fighting. I think the biggest factor the last 8-10 hours has been the wind, as y'all mentioned, a number of times. Because we'll clear streets, we'll clear roadways, and the wind's blowing it back on because there is kind of a light texture to the snow.
Right.
And of course, we haven't got too many reports yet. It could be that we don't have many of these power outages or fallen limbs, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's made it difficult. So the wind's been the biggest factor.
Right.
We actually lucked out somewhat that we didn't get a lot of rain and sleet before the snow started.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would have really put a big layer of ice down there. And then with the snow on top of it, the temperature's not getting getting above freezing until about Monday. Could have made it really much worse than it is. But, I mean, we've still got our work cut out for us.
And, Drew, you have people out there working every single minute trying to get the roads cleared up. Talk about the work that they're doing right now.
Well, we've got about 30 crews going out on 12-hour shifts. In fact, they just changed. We started the day shift at about 6:30, and they're just, when we do these snow routes, it's a crew. Each crew takes a route, and they just go over it continuously for 12 hours.
Okay.
I think sometimes there's a misconception out there. Okay, they came through and plowed. What next? Well, particularly with a storm like this much snow and this much wind, we just do it over and over and over, and probably will for several days.
So patience is really the key here for all of us, that's for sure.
Everybody, and we've said it over and over, and I know y'all have too.
Right.
It is just, I've sent out emails to people. It's brutal out there. If you do not have to be out there for any reason, please do not go out there, because we've seen abandoned cars. We've had I went out on one of the plows last night for a few hours, and I mean, it was surprising how many cars want to get right behind us or swerve around us and all. And it's just stupid. It's not necessary.
Drew, thank you so much. Hope everybody
stays safe.
Thank you all
for hanging in there.
Of course, thank you.
All right, well, storm mode coverage continues. Live pictures from Virginia Beach. The snow just continues to pile on the beach. Isn't it strange to see that, Christina?
It is amazing. And while you slept, as Drew mentioned, nearly 3 dozen plow crews kept busy. They have 2,200 tons of sand and salt at their disposal. Time will tell how much they'll use during this battle with Mother Nature. If I had to guess, it'd be a lot.
Yeah.
But the snow is not the only issue here.
Not at all. Jacqueline Lee has been getting pushed around by the wind gusts at the ocean front for about 3 hours now. At least you have the sunlight now, Jackie.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, there's a plus side to everything. The wind, as Tim had mentioned before, it's 55 miles an hour. When it's combined with the snow, it kind of forms this like cyclone thing that just whacks you in the face. It's blinding. You can't see inches in front of you. It's honestly a struggle to keep your eyes open. But on the bright side, the sun is out. Unfortunately, it's not any warmer, which is such a bummer. Again, as you guys said, we're here at the ocean front. We are at the intersection of 17th Street and Atlantic Avenue. If you guys take a look though, it's virtually unrecognizable. I mean, you have the pier that's going, it's quite beautiful given the landscape, but it's freezing, unfortunately. We have seen a few cars coming out, driving around. The biggest problem, though, is this wind. The biggest issue is, number one, it causes power outages. In the city of Virginia Beach, there are more than 29,000 customers without power. 29,000. And that has increased greatly since when I said at 4:30 it was 16,000. A spokesperson from Dominion Energy said crews are working around the clock trying to get that power back on so everyone back home try to stay warm. Another issue with the wind is, you know, if any trees go down, if it hits any buildings, if it covers any roadways. Again, it's another reason why drivers and anyone should really not be on the roads if you don't need to be. As Drew had mentioned, the good news is when the snow came down last night, there was not as much ice and sleet that came before it. So if you guys take a look over here, my photographer will show you. Oh, I guess it's gotten a little bit harder since I was last out here, but underneath the layer of snow, there was not that much ice. It seems to be hardening a little more. Christina, as you mentioned, there are about 3 dozen snow plows going out through the streets of Virginia Beach, plowing that snow out, laying down the sand and the salt. So their crews are trying to keep the roads as safe as possible. But again, it's better if you just stay inside. So we saw some drivers out here. We're going to do our best to go try to talk to them, see what they think about all this. We'll have more for you guys at 8:30. Live in Virginia Beach, Jacqueline Lee, 13 News Now.
All right, Jacqueline's showing and validating that the winds are up out there. The snow continues to pile up. And look at some of these numbers sent in by you at home. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. We can't be everywhere.
And we'll check that ride at the Berkeley Bridge again coming up in just a few minutes. Christina?
All right, Ashley, thanks so much. Well, crews are fighting to keep the lights on. We're checking the latest outage numbers from Dominion.
13 News Now is in storm mode. Stay with us.
Delays and closings. Download the 13 News Now app.
Time now is 7:44, and boy, are we in storm mode. Photojournalist Rick Dillow is checking out conditions on the roads. Just a quick note, if you have to work at Naval Station Norfolk, only gates 2 and 22 are open. Mission essential personnel only. And from these pictures, you can certainly see why. All right, live now to the roads. Once again, photojournalist Rick Dillow behind the wheel checking the trouble spots this morning.
And you can see there from his live picture, the roads are a mess, and it looks pretty empty actually out there. 14 VDOT teams from across the Commonwealth are joining the 24/7 effort to clear the snow off the interstate. They're called Tiger teams. In all, nearly 200 workers and 100 pieces of equipment are being put to work right as we are speaking.
And in the past 20 minutes, we have gotten an update from Hampton Police. They tell us that officers responded to 0 crashes since 10 o'clock last night. Incredible. Police had to help 7 drivers after their cars, however, did get stuck. So right now, crews from Dominion Energy are working to restore power to several areas around Hampton roads.
In the past few minutes, the number of outages climbed even higher. We're talking 35,000 people without power in Hampton roads. The majority, which is nearly 29,000, are in Virginia Beach. To report an outage, and this is very important, visit dominionenergy.com or call 1-866-DOM-HELP.
Wow.
Incredible.
To think that there's going to be a second phase tonight, as you were saying.
The cold.
Unreal.
And that's why it's really, they're going to be under the gun here to restore that power, because when it gets that cold, you don't heat in a lot of areas unless you have, a gas burning fireplace or something.
Are the
like
winds going to go down enough for the Dominion crews to be able to tackle where needs to be tackled before the second
I do
phase?
think so. By this evening, they're going to stay gusty through the morning, but they should relax a little bit by tonight. Still, all you need is a breeze 20-25 to knock those wind chills down below 0 tonight when our air temperatures get into the single digits with that fresh snow cover that in some spots is approaching a foot of snow. When was the last time that happened?
Can't remember.
In Duck. All right, let's get on over to Aisha because we're talking snowfall totals and how to take an accurate measurement. Some good advice, Aisha.
Yeah, and Tim, the wind has been picking up out here, so I've been kind of turning my back to the camera a little bit. But let's talk about the snowfall totals. You've been sending your totals in. We really, really appreciate it. But let me tell you how to take an accurate measurement. Now, you don't want to go and just stick the ruler anywhere. So say, for instance, this is an example of a snow drift. So you'll see how it goes higher up towards the gate here. If you measure this, it comes to about 11 inches. However, if we go even further, This is 15 inches. So that is a snow drift, okay? But you want to find a level spot. Again, if you find totals, again, 14, 15, 16 inches, that is a snow drift. You want to find a level spot, take 3 measurements and average those 3 measurements and then send us your totals. All right, let's talk about what we can expect as we go through the next 12 hours or so, because the wind's picking up, the snow continues to come down here. And you'll notice over the next 12 hours, the snow will taper off. So that's the good news. We aren't going to deal with the snow all day. By 10 o'clock, temperatures dropping into the mid-20s. Temperatures have been dropping pretty much all morning. And then by lunchtime, still dealing with some snow out there, but it will be closer to the coast as that system starts to pull away. And then by the afternoon hours, we'll start to see the snow taper off. We could see, and maybe we'll get a peak of sunshine there, so we'll watch for that. But even with the sun, if we do see any by the afternoon, it's not going to warm our temperatures up all that much. We're going to be stuck in the upper 20s to right around 30, and we're talking wind chills in the teens. So if you do have to head out today, you will need the layers. Do not forget them. And again, with the wind continuing to blow and actually picking up, you'll certainly need to be prepared for the very cold weather. Now, Tim, what can we expect for the rest of the week and into the weekend?
You know, let's step in through Futurecast here to show the snow tapering on off across the area. We'll start off here around 9:15. A lot of it starting to taper on off towards Newport News and Franklin. The back edge progressing towards Norfolk. And
Stay off the roads. They're still very, very treacherous. Guys?
All right, Ashley, thanks so much. Well, 13 News Now is in storm mode as we help you get through the blizzard of 2018. We're live across Hampton roads, including Newport News, where the snow continues to fall over City Center.
That's right. Nico Clemens is actually live in Newport News, not far from the airport at all.
Nico, must be cold out there. I know you're braving it for us. What else are you seeing out there?
Well, Christina, nothing has changed. It's still very cold. Yes, it's very windy. I'm in tears right now, but it's all right. I'm okay. I'll do all right. But we're here on Jefferson Avenue, again, not too far from the airport. And in the last hour, we've seen traffic pick up quite a bit. The roads are still very bad, but they're drivable. You just have to go really slow. Take a look at the snow. And look at the snow, look at my boots. Actually, I'm gonna step right here and you can see how deep the snow is here on Jefferson Avenue here in Newport News. We did reach out to Public Works, reached out to Kim Lee with the city with Public Works. We're expecting them to give us a call a little bit later with an update with the conditions here in Newport News. But again, it's very windy here. The snow has picked up, or the wind has picked up. It's very cold. If you have to be out here, just drive slow. We see several people out here driving slow, and that's what you should be doing. We see snow plows out here, again, trying to take care of these roads, but if you don't have to be out here, please stay home. Again, we'll have an update from Public Works hopefully in our next half hour. I'm live in Newport News, Nico Clemens, 13 News Now.
All right, Nico, thank you so much for that. We also just want to let you know very, very quickly that Lansdowne High School in Virginia Beach on 2001 Concert Drive, they are opening as a shelter for people that have no power. They're just asking that you bring blankets, extra clothes, food, etc. We're going to have much more on this in just a few minutes. Once again, Lansdowne High School is now a shelter in Virginia Beach. So overnight, Norfolk firefighters battled flames and the elements in Ocean View. The crews were actually up against the wind and the snow as they were trying to fight a 2-alarm fire. This was on West Ocean View Avenue. The good news, nobody got hurt. Crews are still trying to figure out what sparked it there. Well, you may think that your pet can handle cold weather, but veterinarians say that is just not true.
But say your pet can get seriously hurt after only a few minutes in the cold, just like people. Animals can suffer from hypothermia and frostbite. Their noses, paws, and tips of their ears are all very, very sensitive. Also, consider getting a coat for them.
So if they're out there longer than you would be comfortable outside, you can bet they're going to be uncomfortable.
Animal control officers say Virginia law requires that pets have proper shelter, but when it's this cold, they suggest you just bring your pets inside. And be on the lookout for cold-stunned turtles. That's the word from the Virginia Aquarium.
So apparently these cold temperatures make them very lethargic, leading them to drift to the top of the water or wash ashore. So if you see one that looks like it's in trouble, they want you to call the Stranding Response Team as soon as possible. All right, well, it is 7:55 in the morning, and normally we would be halfway through Good Morning America.
Instead, we are staying on the air through the morning. We're in storm mode as the blizzard of 2018 continues to batter Hampton roads. And we're taking you live now to Wachapreak up on the Eastern Shore. Look at the wind pushing around the flagpole at the Island House restaurant.
Well, the peninsula also grappling with winter weather. That would be an icicle hanging from our Skyview camera at the Virginia Air and Space Center in downtown Hampton.
We've shown you pictures all morning long. Now it's your turn. Help us tell the story of the storm. Share your pictures by tweeting them at us or following the hashtag 13stormmode. Our storm mode coverage continues all throughout the morning. Stay with us.
It's a New Year's hangover, and you know what that means. Grand Furniture's New Year's sale is hungover for one final week.